The Mysterious ABC Seed, a children's story and coloring book, written by Traci Mitchell, illustrated by Julian Rigawa, narrated by a pirate. Arg! The ABC seed was planted one day, its roots began to grow, and it sprouted into a tree bearing some mysterious tasting fruit. Along came a boy named Adam who thought he had arrived at an apple tree, but when he picked and licked and took his first bite, he thought it strange that this crunchy fruit had the taste of a soft, sweet apricot. So he decided to let his friends have a try. Before Adam knew, his buddy Benjamin arrived to have a bite of this apricot apple, and with just one chomp out he blurted, "Blackberries!" So they called over Cass. Cass came as fast as she could, and right away she crazed over how it had the taste of a crispy, sugary Bing cherry. Drew dipped in to have a taste of this apricot blackberry cherry tasting apple. He dug right in, and delicious dates is what drove his mind wild. Excited to see if more flavors were to come from this mysterious apple, Adam and friends explained to Elizabeth about what was happening to the fruit. So exuberant to taste, she took the biggest bite she could fit in her mouth and exclaimed, "Excellent! This fruit is actually the vegetable eggplant!" Frantically fast, their friend Frank found out about this freaky food and figured it to be the flavor of fig when it was his turn to try the fantastically strange fruit. "Geez, what is this fruit?" Adam and his friends thought. Gathering together, they called over this gardener guy, and after gulping his first bite down, he said, "Golly great goodness, giant goji berries must have been grafted onto this mysterious tree." Henry heard and had to try, but holy cow, he said, the sweet goodness of sticky honey is flowing from this apple. Irene got into the mix, and after it hit her lips, she couldn't believe her bite came with the incredible cold, smoothie, and creamy textures of ice cream and not crunchy sweet apple. Jake jumped into the jamboree when he heard his friends holler and hoot of this ice cream fruit, and after just one bite, he jolted up and screamed, "Holy jalapeno, that's a hot-tasting apple!" Katie came right away to taste this freaking hot apple, but the crunchiness only came with the bitter sweetness of dinosaur kale. Lo and behold, Lindsay leaned in for a try, and luckily it appeared to be the likeness of zesty, tangy lemons from her tongue to her mind. Mary did not believe her friends, so when this mystery food came her way, she opened wide and was amazed that this apple tasted like magnificent mango. "No way! How could this be?" Not one of the friends could believe the fruit coming off this tree. So they rushed it over to their neighbor, Naomi, and all it took was a little nibble for her to name it to be a tarty, tasty nectarine. Outraged but astonished, everyone thought this to be one magical fruit and ordered their buddy Oscar to take one big bite, and that is all it took, because he hollered out, "Outstanding! This apple is an orange, no doubt!" Penelope popped in and plucked a piece down from the tree. "People's palates can't be possibly tasting all these different fruits and vegetables," she pleaded. Just one puny bite and her lips puckered up because she got the taste of a pineapple. Q, the adventure seeker, has traveled the world's forest, and when he questions his friends about the fruiting tree, he quickly knew he could not be outwitted. So he jumped in to have a try, but only tasted the quirky, bland flavor of the quinoa grain. Rushed and ready for a bite, Ron ran over and reluctantly found out that this apple released and relished the juices of radishes with his bite. Such amazing things were happening to the mysterious tree that day that even the Scots shredded and slid down the mountain to taste this great fruit treat. The Scots shouted and shrieked, "You sillies, it's a strawberry, don't y'all see?" Totally bamboozled, the friends felt, and it was now Tony's turn to try this treat, and he was shocked. "I cannot believe it, but this apple is more like a tomato," he said. Unbelievably, President Uriel caught news of this fruit all the way from Washington, D.C. Unable to wait, he flew right over and parachuted down just in time with only a few apples left in the tree. And only one fruit came to his brain, and it was the Jamaican citrus fruit oogly, he utterly exclaimed. Vacation memories and walks on the beach is all Vicky could think of with one mention of this apple tasting like the tropical oogly fruit. She was immediately vexed after devouring her apple to find the vivid flavors of vanilla instead of tasting the Jamaican citrus fruit in Colorado. Walter was waiting patiently for his turn, and when it was his turn to take a whirl, he wolfed it down and wondered if somehow this apple could be a refreshing pink, juicy watermelon. Xavier the scientist was around and exuberant to try such an interesting apple, so taking his time to enjoy such a treat, he was excited to announce the taste of Eximini americana, or a yellow plum for those unsure of its binomial nomenclature name. Yes, yay, yahoo, yellow plum, yelled Yolanda, but yikes, Lady Yolanda tasted the sweet, savory yellow squash vegetable. Zealously Zack, the only friend of Adam's left to have a taste, and with only one apple hanging, Zachary zipped up the tree and plucked it down, took a big bite, and incredibly one crunch turned into a soft, zesty, juicy bites of zucchini vegetable. What one crazy fruit, or was it a vegetable? Adam and his friends all gathered around the mysterious ABC tree, singing of the wonders and happenings of the harvest day. All hoping for one more taste, but with no fruit left in the tree, it will be a waiting game until the next growing season indeed. The end. I hope you like the mysterious ABC seed. Please join the cause and buy one of our hard copies so we can plant a tree for every book we sell. The end.